When getting travel insurance, keep these 7 points in mind. Many people have questions regarding travel insurance. Should I purchase travel insurance? Should I get travel insurance for my next trip? Does it meet my requirements? Have you purchased travel insurance? So, among other things, those are some of the questions I'll be answering in this video. Everything you might possibly want to know about travel insurance explained. Hello everyone, welcome to Wealthy Wisdom. In this video, we're going to talk about travel insurance explained. What are the benefits? If you're new to this channel, do like and subscribe to the channel. The first thing to realize is that not everyone should get travel insurance. Before deciding whether or not to travel, you must first decide your readiness to bear financial risks. You should think about your vacation since travel insurance exists to decrease your financial risk when you travel. How much did it cost? How much money would you lose if you were unable to go or if anything unforeseen occurred? Is it a $300 round-way fare or a $30,000 vacation of a lifetime? Before deciding whether or not to get travel insurance, you should examine the following points. You should also consider how much your mental health is worth. For someone who wears a lot, peace of mind might be really beneficial. The second thing is to learn more about medical insurance. I feel this is one of the most important issues for travel insurance. So I'd want to go over it more fully today than I did before. So first and foremost, if you really have health insurance, it may cover you while you're traveling. Read the small print, call your insurance provider, and decide before obtaining travel insurance to avoid paying twice for a coverage you already have. You may need to delve a bit further though, since even if your insurance carrier claims to cover you, they may be charging out-of-network prices for those treatments, resulting in extremely expensive medical bills if you get ill or injured while traveling. You should carefully consider purchasing an emergency airlift policy that will bring you to a civilized hospital. This kind of coverage becomes more important as your excursions get more remote and adventurous. For example, if you're hiking in the Himalayas and anything bad happens to you on the top, you'll need a helicopter. After the helicopter, you'll need an airplane to take you somewhere decent. As a result, the cost might skyrocket. The third critical factor is the time of acquiring travel insurance. Contrary to common perception, you do not need to acquire travel insurance at the same time as your tickets, flights, or cruise. Most types of travel insurance may be postponed until you are about to go. The sooner you get trip cancellation insurance, the more value you will obtain. If you buy it later, something may have happened, and you may not benefit from it. You have to cancel it if you didn't buy it at the same time. Some guidelines state that you must purchase it within 7, 14, or 21 days after making your travel reservation. As a result, you are not required to, but you should investigate the rules and make the reservation at the same time. The fourth point to consider in the following travel insurance guidance is the large range of travel insurance products. There is no such thing as a one-size-fits-all answer for travel insurance. Furthermore, each travel insurance policy has its own set of conditions and coverage areas. I'd like to share some with you now that you know what coverage areas to look for in a travel insurance policy. The most common kind of travel insurance is trip cancellation insurance. If you have trip cancellation insurance, it will compensate you for the cost of your trip if the reason for a cancellation is one of those covered. In addition, most travel insurance plans do not cover the COVID-19 coronavirus. Trip interruption insurance is often paired with trip cancellation insurance. This one kicks in if you have to cease and finish your trip midway or after a third of the way because of an unexpected occurrence. If this occurs, your insurance will compensate you for the part of your vacation that you were unable to complete. Trip delay coverage will reimburse any expenses incurred as a consequence of travel delays. If you've ever been delayed for 6 to 12 to 18 hours at LAX or London Heathrow, you may need to spend the night in a hotel. Trip delay coverage is intended to alleviate this issue. Medical coverage is one area that you may find extremely important. Any medical expenses you incur while traveling will be covered by travel insurance policy. That includes medical coverage. You can also look into emergency transport or evacuation coverage so that go to a hospital. While in a third world country or need to escape immediately due to a medical emergency, they will pay the expense of sending you to a better country with better medical facilities. Death or dismemberment coverage. It's a bummer, but if the insured person dies, is detached from their body or loses limbs, their next of kin, or if they are severed from their body, would get the money associated with that component of the insurance. Baggage service. This will cover any fees incurred if your baggage is lost, damaged, delayed, or stolen. Rental car coverage will cover the rental vehicle during your trip. Change coverage will reimburse you for any changes incurred while making modifications to reservations for flights, cruises, or anything else. Depending on your destination, you may be interested in these less common coverage area types. The first is political evacuation coverage. In the case of an insurrection, we will arrange for your transit out of the country. When a policy is said to be comprehensive, it usually refers to the fact that it covers the bulk of the areas discussed above. If a policy states that reimbursement is the only acceptable method of payment, you must make the initial payment before getting reimbursement. Some individuals may pay first, followed by you. The expense of medical transportation may be directly covered by the insurance provider. You must therefore evaluate if you have enough cash on hand to meet these potential fees before attempting to collect your money from the insurance provider. Another noteworthy insurance policy type is annual plans. If you travel often, you might consider purchasing an annual insurance policy that will cover you on all of your trips throughout the calendar year. This may make sense if you travel often. If you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Let's continue to discuss the travel insurance explained. The fifth thing you should understand is how credit cards function. The topic, do I need travel insurance if I already have a credit card with specific premium perks, is often posed. Of course, it depends on the card you have. The Chase Sapphire Reserve credit card, for example, provides the best travel benefits. It covers travel interruption, trip cancellation, trip delay reimbursement, and loss, damage, and baggage. In addition, emergency medical and dental bills, as well as medical evacuation and travel accident insurance are covered. All of the benefits will be determined by your premium card. The sixth aspect to consider is the price. Travel insurance typically costs 5 to 12% of the trip's total insured value. The average age of the covered population is the key driver. If you're over 50, the cost often climbs dramatically. If some adults are already on the plan, children under the age of 17 may be eligible for a discount or free service. When purchasing travel insurance, it is critical to look around and not only go with the firm recommended by your airline or cruise line when booking directly. The seventh thing to consider is whether you need travel insurance when you go on a vacation, which is the most common query. And as for me, let me explain why I typically don't. I normally purchase my flights using miles or points, and when booked directly with the airline, miles or points tickets are often refundable or changed, either for free or for a modest fee. I would add the time to get travel insurance is when you're planning that once-in-a-lifetime vacation that's fully paid for, non-refundable, and expensive. You'll want to make sure that if anything goes wrong, all of that money doesn't disappear. Furthermore, travel insurance becomes much more appealing if your health insurance does not cover you when traveling and you do not have a premium credit card that provides all of these benefits. We've reached the end of another video, and thank you for watching. I hope you have learned about travel insurance explained. If you like this video, do give us a like, subscribe to the channel, and comment down below. Thank you and goodbye.